Hey, what's going on, AP World Peeps? We have a great video for you today. This one is on the Byzantine Empire. Before we begin, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Swindle's class at Austin Prep in Massachusetts. Best of luck this year, and thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. If you want to shout out to your AP World teacher, just leave it in the comments, and I'll be sure to get to you. All right, so Byzantine Empire intro. Let's go over a few basic things you should be familiar with. Well, Emperor Constantine, if you remember, turned the city of Byzantium into Constantinople during his reign. While the western half of the Roman Empire fell in the 5th century, the eastern half, the Byzantine Empire, will prosper. So while the western half will be going through feudalism and Middle Ages, which we'll talk about later, the eastern half is going to be doing quite well for itself. And by 527 CE, the Byzantine Empire stretched across North Africa, Spain, the Mediterranean, and Southwest Asia, or the Middle East. So let's focus on Constantinople, something we've talked about before. The city was surrounded by a defensive wall, which would help protect from invasion. It was a center for trade due to its location, and it was also the capital of the Byzantine Empire. It had many libraries, museums, baths, etc. It was a hoppin' city, the place to be. It was named after Emperor Constantine, and he converted to Christianity. If you remember, during his reign as Emperor of the Roman Empire, he converted to Christianity, which helped spread Christianity throughout the empire. And he also claimed divine favor. And there he is pictured in the center of this picture. So a structured government had a centralized bureaucracy, like many of these governments that we've studied. There was a theocracy, which means there's no separation between church and state. And Caesaropapism is the idea that the head of state is also the head of the church. And that's going to lead to a couple issues later with the Roman Catholic Church. All right, some key people you should know. Justinian, pictured here, and his wife Theodora. Justinian ruled from 527 to 565 CE. It was under him that the Church of Hagia Sophia was built. We'll talk more about that in a couple minutes. This was a dome structure, an example of Christian architecture. Justinian's code, holy cow, circle a star, this underline, highlight, make sure you know this. This codified Roman law and influenced most of Europe and other areas. This was a written system of law for all people in the empire to know and follow. There was expansion of the Byzantine Empire under Justinian. From 533 to 565, they gained control of Italy, Sicily, North Africa, and Spain. And they defeated the Sassanids in the Middle East, who the Byzantine Empire will often have conflict with. Other key people you should be familiar with are Heracles and Leo III. Heracles ruled from 610 to 640 CE. He resisted Islamic forces from the east, which we'll talk more about in the next video. And he reduced the Sassanids' power in Southwest Asia. Now, Leo III, he was the Byzantine Emperor from 717 to 740 CE. He expanded Byzantine territory in Asia Minor, or present-day Turkey. A policy of iconoclastism, which is destroying religious images and prohibiting them in churches. And later on, this is actually, people are going to push back against this, so this is not a permanent, but rather a temporary policy. All right, let's talk about a schism. This is a very important word to know. After tensions between the Roman Catholic Church and Byzantine patriarchs, each excommunicated or kicked the other one out of their church and basically said, you are not true Christians. And they did this in 1054. They refused to recognize the other as properly Christian. And the church splits into two, the Eastern Orthodox Church and the Roman Catholic Church. If you look at this map here, the areas in blue are where members of the Eastern Orthodox Church live. And the darker the blue, the more people that live there. So you can really see, even to this day, the Byzantine Empire, at least what it was, is where you see the most people who are members of the Eastern Orthodox Church. All right, let's talk about trade. Can't talk about anything in this course without discussing trade. So they traded with India and China via the Silk Roads, those so important roads. And Byzantine coins were a common currency around the Mediterranean Sea. So that shows their prominence, that areas of this Mediterranean Sea were often using their currency. Theme system. Definitely know this theme system. It should sound familiar to other empires that we've studied. So a province called a theme was under control of a general. So the Byzantine Empire was divided into provinces or themes. This general was in charge of defense and administration within the theme, and the emperor would appoint the general. So the emperor would still be the main leader, but he would appoint different generals to rule over a province or a theme. And armies would recruit free peasants with the promise of land for service. So one way to help increase the size of the military was to promise land to poor free peasants. All right, art and architecture. Literature focused on Christianity and the lives of Jesus and Mary. And the Hagia Sophia was the largest structure in the world for its time. It was a church that was built, as I mentioned, under Justinian. It later will be converted to a mosque after the city is conquered by Muslims. We'll talk more about that in a future video. All right, Muslim conquest. The Seljuk Turks in 1071 defeated the Byzantine army in the eastern portion of Anatolia, or Turkey, or the Middle East, really. So over here is where they're defeating the Byzantines. More Turks will come into Anatolia, and they rejected Byzantine authority and they taxed churches. So this weakened the Byzantine authority in this region. And this will help weaken the empire until its fall. So let's discuss the decline of the empire. Normans will take control of Sicily in 1071. The Fourth Crusade from 1202 to 1204, we'll talk more about this in a couple videos. Soldiers will sack the city of Constantinople, and Constantinople fell to Ottoman Turks in 1453 CE. That's a very important year. Make sure you highlight that or circle it right now for me, please. 1453, the city of Constantinople will finally fall to outside invasion, this being to the Turks, and it is renamed to Istanbul, which it still is to this day. All right, let's do a quick recap. We have significance of Constantinople, theocracy and Caesaropapism, Justinian and Theodora, no Justinian's Code, the schism between the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox Church, the importance of the Silk Roads, the theme system, know that it was divided into provinces ruled by a general, and the Hagia Sophia, and the decline of the empire too. All right, guys, look forward to seeing you back here for video number 20. This one will be on Islam. I thank you very much for watching. Best of luck this year, and have a good day.